California Governor Gavin Newsom is expected to announce that he's going to close beaches and state parks again starting tomorrow. The governor is reportedly responding to these images that we have shown you over the past few days of overcrowded beaches from this past weekend. Meanwhile, Los Angeles Mayor Garcetti announced that LA is the first major U.S. city to provide free coronavirus testing to all residents, regardless of whether they have symptoms. Well, joining me now is NBC correspondent Joe Fryer, live at a beach in Ventura, California. You know, Joe, I've always thought the most difficult thing to do throughout this process was going to be asking people to reshut something. You know, letting people out and reshutting it back in versus, so that's why when you open, you better make sure you can keep it open. This feels like a real test of the patience of the California public versus the governor here.
Yeah, it's certainly going to test some people who have been upset with the slow pace that California has taken, really being methodical in reopening things. Essentially, counties and cities were left to make the decision as to whether they wanted to open up things like beaches. And so what we saw was last weekend, some counties and cities decided to do that. We saw it here in Ventura, where they actually had some restrictions in place that kept people from sitting on the beaches. It was a bit more dramatic to the south of LA in Orange County. It was those images that really concerned some public officials, including the governor. Most tens of thousands of people had descended upon the beach there. California was in the middle of a bit of a heat wave, above average temperatures throughout much of the southern part of the state. So after seeing that, Governor Newsom sort of sounded off on Monday, saying, hey, if we continue to see images like this, it's going to keep us from reopening the economy sooner. He said the virus doesn't take weekends off. Newport Beach, however, the police chief has responded, saying, putting out his own images from his police department, saying that the vast majority of families and visitors who showed up at the beaches practiced social distancing, kept a safe distance from each other, and really followed the guidelines. And he felt it went well over the weekend. But we now know Governor Newsom, when he gives his daily briefing within the next couple hours, is expected to close down the beaches starting tomorrow. What's unclear is how long it's going to last for. It's probably going to go in sync with some of the other decisions he's trying to make as far as reopening. Chuck.
So this is longer than just the weekend. This is something until he decides he can let up, just to clarify that.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how long this is going to last at this point. We know it's going to kick in tomorrow. Originally, we know earlier this week, Newport Beach did actually have a meeting to discuss whether to close down the beaches again locally for the next 3 weekends. But in the end, they voted to keep the beaches open. As far as this California order goes, we still don't know at this point how long it might last.
The struggle is where can some Angelenos go walk? Where can some Southern Californians go walk? Sometimes the beach is the equivalent of a park. Anyway, Joe Fryer, thank you. Coming up.
Team, subscribe for more of these type of videos.